Alrighty, let's see. There we go. Hey, we're back. Hey guys, again, MeliSpirit here. How y'all doing? Hope you guys are had fun watching me play Dead by Daylight. Welcome to the next part of this stream that starts at 9 of Seduce Me the Otome, and what I'm going to try to do is try to get James's story as best I can in here. Okay, so you guys ready? She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they pass away? Everyone knew my grandfather love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time, a long time ago. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I'm just doing some little rearranging.
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather. The way he greeted me, unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful even as I grew older. Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too good again. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, sitting that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah! So what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says that there's a newest dessert cafe open down. Maybe we could go?
Basically, the cafe is now a desert. It's in the middle of the desert. We're going to the middle of the desert to have the fabulous dessert ever. The return of Fluffy Butt. Yes.
Oh, I would love to, but I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yeah! Oh, is that a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line of them, but I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course!
He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
I think the heart on his chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep.
He stroked his chin, considering my input, while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
It's the Fluffy Butt. I know it runs in the family. Well, maybe on Mom's side.
Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not so sure about that. Lately, he was trying to fluff up my butt.
Sweetie, look at me.
He bent down to look at me, eye leveled, with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he likes this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first, and then pointed at my chest.
So stay strong, promise?
For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and was all smiles once again.
Promise!
Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then, enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen!
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
You willed me that very home I loved to see you in. Why? Why would you think I would be ready to take it, especially after this? A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use in getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions, especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred and I suddenly realized I was crying. My face heated up as tears rolled down my cheeks. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure if that was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes? Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. Ah! Crap. There we go. But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
My dad is a total dick. Total D-I-C-K dick. I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
But what if...
Stop mumbling.
But what if I didn't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things gonna be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
It's like nothing ever happened at all. Like you just ignore the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms, and erupted in angry laughter. Oh boy.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal. Like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's face? Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? A flash of rage crossed his face and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut! You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs.
Honey, wait!
You can't have any of this fluffy butt today, Daddy. I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheeks still throbbed, and I attentively stood up and looked at the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying? Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that. Sorry, guys.
Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though, and I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah. Don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat. And I'll tend to my fluffy butt, too.
I'm not doing the right thing.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything besides. I was moving out regardless. This fluffy ass is getting moving her ass out. Besides, he's kicking the fluff right out of it. It needs to perk up and be fluffy again, and I gotta wiggle it. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
I'll leave your food on the table if you want me to go there.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything to get my mind off of what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack up my stuff so I would be prepared for tomorrow. Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found 2 large bags, pulling them out onto the floor of my room. I then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I just suddenly left the house. I shook my head to rid myself of those thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it a home. Whoa! Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing and vibrating in my pockets.
Hey, Anderson, you there? Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call. Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whimper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood, so could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu? Yeah. We're always doing it. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
Damn straight, we were good at sex again. Damn, a gang. Whoa. There it goes again.
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together.
Hello.
We've got to-
Whoa.
No one's going to take us seriously.
Holy crap. The stream just went, whoo!
What's with you and naming things? You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind little kids like Anderson. Hey! I'm a cool kid. If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game.
Is she too quiet? I put them up to the max. I'm gonna back up a bit. Tell me if he's better or not.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang. Of course. We stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu?
I'm gonna check out the stream. Hang on. Holy crap. The stream just went, whoo! Oh, wow. Okay, so I see things. Okay, we're gonna lower down my microphone a little bit because it is super high.
Hey, I'm a cool kid. If anything, I'd say you have to step up your game.
Is she too
I
quiet?
have no clue.
I put them up to the max.
I have no clue why my mouse is so big.
Yeah, we're always here.
Holy crap, you guys
I'm
can
gonna
actually
back up a
hear,
bit. Tell me if you
hear the
guys like that or
kids.
not.
You, right? Trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
I'm picking up.
Of course. Stay on the phone until the crack of dawn, right, Susan?
I'm gonna check out the stream. Hang on. Holy crap! The stream just went. Whoo! Oh wow. Okay, so I see things. Okay, we're gonna lower down my.
I have to like mute it because you guys are gonna hear the double dip. I didn't even know that was coming through my mic. Like I said, this is like a new stream program I'm going through. I'm using XSplit, as it was the only way I could like really stream Dead by Daylight with. So I was using that. I didn't know how loud it was. So give me a few more seconds, guys.
I'm gonna check out the stream. Hang on. Holy crap! The stream just went.
Oh man, I'm still hearing that. These are the neighbor kids. So where I live is basically they run back and forth. They're playing. It's just that my window is open because it gets too hot in my apartment. Really, really hot when it's summertime. So yeah, you guys hear them. Anyway, I'm gonna This is getting lower and lower, and I'm still hearing echoes.
I'm still hearing that.
Still hearing echoes. No, I know. I'm sorry. It's more or less it's going through my microphone. Well, it's not going through my microphone, but it's going through my headset, which basically is the game. The game part. So sorry, guys. Oh, man. The technical difficulties of live streaming continue on for MeliSpirit. Will it continue on for the next stream? Or will it be okay?
Yeah, we're always here for you. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
I don't really know if the audio is up or not. Okay. Well, that's probably because it's going through. Because I basically unmuted the stream, and then I'm hearing myself, so you're hearing the echo. Alright, we're gonna go through it. We're gonna continue.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang. Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
Oh well.
What's with you and naming things? You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind for the cool kids like Anderson. Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you have to step up
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon, I had forgotten about the event that day and engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show, the Fluffy Butt Channel. Some programs called Herlock. Great. You know, I swear, if I see someone has gotten Fluffy Butt YouTube channel, I'm going to be staring at them saying, so, I've been talking about your butt for a very long time. It's been recorded and seduced me. You basically are the starring role. Hope you don't mind. We all agree that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinct look about him. With that long overcut and scarf wrapped around his neck. We have many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he was really high cheekbones, and his eyes are pretty, though I do have to say I prefer Jetson, and as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. Hello! Drafting a spot? Oh. It's crafting G-spot. Hey, Pinka. How's you guys doing anyway? I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa. It's already 1 a.m.? Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beats a hot water and the feeling of being clean after drying myself. I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. A nice hot shower after a long day. I'm so glad to be finally in bed. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. And I have to go back to school tomorrow. Ugh. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped my blanket around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school, but my dad probably would make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep. I reached out to the lamp on my nightstand to turn off the lights. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my mind the entire night until the next morning. Ugh. I shook my head to try to clear the sleepiness out of me. To no avail, I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up. Wait, school! As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubt anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone heard of the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
Are you kidding?
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi.
Yeah, it does have a pretty good logic, but then again, my parents always seemed to sleep right through when I was showering. So it really depends on how much they have heard someone shower at nighttime.
Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Oh, what do you guys want? Whose side do you guys want to choose? Do you want to choose Naomi or Suzu's side? We want to say, Naomi's right, Suzu, or Suzu's right, Naomi. Ah, my goodness, they're so mad. They're bad because they don't have to, because they're seeing the fluff, and they want it. They want the fluff. They want the fluff. They really want the fluff. Don't touch my fluff, okay? It's my fluff. I like my peanut butter fluff. It's a great sandwich. So delicious. Now I have a really good craving for peanut butter and fluff. Ugh, now I'm really hungry. Alright. Naomi's right, Suzu!
Man, come on! See? She knows about proper public taste. I know how to be a lady. Sheesh.
Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I don't know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course! But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Ugh!
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that. Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
She let a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her fingers. Lisette's one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lisette? Of what? Her grandfather's passing. Ah, well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out the bats from behind her back right this moment.
I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lisette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lisette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line! Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lisette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all of these charades. I'm sick of you! Yes! Rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see the emotion in her eyes. When she was talking to me, she didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile as if for old time's sake. But for some reason I didn't feel comfort at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. Well, what was it? I had never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Miss Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Would I? Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Suzu? I know you like my fluffy butt, but no. I have to go take this by myself and deal with my father, who doesn't have a fluffy ass like mine. Oh no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See you. Hi, Dad. Or, hey, Dad. Or, hello, Dad.
Hey, honey.
As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
Yet, he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, because I know he's been feeling this ass. But I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he started to drive, and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He had always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age, living in such a large house. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. It was strange that he decided on living all alone in his large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. Last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was. Happy and healthy and full of fluff. But things changed in the back of my mind. I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Yeah. I've been trying my best as of so far. As I stuttered through that whole entire sentence.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. I would say this is, for all sort of parents. It's usually something that, I swear to God, that everyone, falls back upon. Honey, did you do your homework? Did you get your grades up? Did you do the laundry? Did you take out the trash? Did you wash those dishes? Did you fold those clothes neatly and put them away? Did you clean your room? Did you? Did you clean that room? Did you eat properly? Oh, you're exercising? I could go on. He always found a way to interrogate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Yes, I can manage on my own. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. So, should we try to talk to our dad again, or should we just leave it alone? Hello, Kawi Kittens. Welcome back to my live stream. There is a bit of a delay going on. Try again. So, say, Dad, about you and Grandpa.
We are not talking about this.
That figures. You never want to talk about anything about that, do you? You just want to be angry, crossed arms, and furious that you don't have the fluff in the ass.
I feel like we should be, because Grandpa did leave us yesterday, so...
I wouldn't care if he had left even long before that. I do not want to hear it, and that is the end of this conversation.
As always, he managed to shut down any other form of conversation related to him. It was just like what happened last night. I opened my mouth slightly, but I closed it again. It was like talking to a brick wall. It wasn't like I could find out anything by somehow arguing my way through it. Alright then. I leaned against the car door and stared out of the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I had been to my grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting, and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stock to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for an answer in a heaven that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window, my head definitely going into the clouds there at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. The car rolled up to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are.
Sorry.
Here we are. Go on in.
Well, come on in, Cowie! I know you're going to be jumping all over certain someone. All right. Tell Mom I love her.
All right.
I love you, Dad. No. Make sure to come by and visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of a goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed and exited the car. Hearing my dad pop open the trunk, I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. You have a quote? Great kids? What is this quote? Is it something interesting? He then drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge! My grandfather gave me this. It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size, though if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look. But in contrast, the tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took out the key to the front door and unlocked them. Great kids quote. There are good and bad childhood memories. Always remember the good and forget the bad. Good quote. Well, might as well make myself at home and fluff up my ass. I'll be staying here for quite a while. Anyway, that's when I saw them. Lying on the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were lying on the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were there in the first place. I dropped my bags. I let the door close on its own behind me. Huh? Who the heck are these guys? Why are they here? What's going on? Some of them had open wounds. The blood was staining the floor, and the scent was intermingling with the air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but nevertheless I was shocked and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring and concerned to confused and demanding answers. Who are you guys? No response. I'll call the police! Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond to me. It seemed surreal to have random strangers in the house I just moved into, but I wanted answers quickly. That was until... Yep! Get away from me!
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
Oh, shit! I couldn't believe it myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from lying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd was the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. Slowly a desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept his kiss, even when my mind vehemently refused. Go ahead.
Good.
Stop feeling my ass, would you? Would you? Stop feeling my ass. As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but that kiss was draining me of my energy, and yet it was so good and made my heart sing. It was strange and tingling feeling that danced over every nerve of my body. I could feel streams of entangleable energy run up my body into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time, it felt amazing.
Sam, stop it.
The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind him.
I said stop. Now.
Fine.
Finally, he pulled back, and I was left standing there in a daze. I couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enwrapped by the kiss in my thoughts that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Sam, you're such a reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
Shut that pretty boy mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Jeez, you guys. Can we not fight right now? Not all of us are in the best state.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
However, as the men got up and started to chat freely, my thoughts began to resemble, and I remembered my confusion and anger once again, only now multiplied tenfold. What?
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
And I exploded. Kaboom! The flip went everywhere. What's going on? Why the hell are you all here in my house? Why are you all wounded? Why did you kiss me? Who are you guys? I couldn't help exploding, but after being taken advantage of and being left in a much state, my words escaped without filter. I definitely scared the men around me, even the man who kissed me, and probably my stream chat for shouting so loud.
Killing everybody's eyes. Or, yeah, killing everybody's eyes with my words. Or ears. Wait a second. The guy who kissed me.
Ouch! What's your problem?
What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss.
It might mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss? Ow! Hey, what was that for?
I know first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkle and something out of a fairy tale, but I had least expected it to be more than just something forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched again?
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
So guys, what do you want to do? Should we hit him again? Or ask for an apology? Oh my. A blooper of Sam on YouTube. I bet it's with the fluff, right? Whew. Ass hits. All right. Hit again.
Ow! You're just being violent now.
You deserve it. Anyway, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning. I know Taekwondo. I think I bickered enough. Time to get back to the main issue. So what exactly are all of you doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What? What do you mean? You don't just barge into people's homes.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives. Luckily for us, your home was near, the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
The last time I remembered, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping on private property, although considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that!
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Not normal? What are you guys, demons or something? I asked almost jokingly, but the boys seemed to take my question differently.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
Eh?
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Incubi? The fabled demon that existed to haunt humans and make them sex-crazed monsters? The mystical beings that could look like anyone just to get into your pants? The imaginary monsters you only saw in movies or on TV?
Hello? Did you hear him?
We're telling the truth.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes, and she'll understand right about...
Right! It was funny while it lasted, but it's time to cut the joke short. Incubuses don't exist. There was no way they existed. That would be practically impossible.
Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
Prove it. As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them. Oh, shit.
Very well. Eric, go ahead.
Very well.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it, and maybe you'll even want more.
What? Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. Painting my chest red. My cheeks don't blush. My chest does. I couldn't help but nod and agree to his offer. Yeah. Okay. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was then spinning in a heated passion-filled pleasure. Yet I could feel my body drain of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
As he pulled away, I was left in a mental mush pool. I felt weak in the knees, despite my will demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin, and I tried to speak. I think I'm going to...
Where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Miss, are you okay? Shit.
Kaboom! Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this live stream right here. You're going to have to stay tuned next time around for another live stream, which I will be posting on my Facebook of when it will be and what games I will be playing. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream.